Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. The Chicago Bears have been in the news the last couple of weeks for some major moves and decisions they've made on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, the biggest one deciding to divorce with longtime legendary middle linebacker Brian Urlacher, and also to move on from Nick Roach. Nick Roach not re-signed by the Bears. He ends up in Oakland. So now the Bears have signed two guys to replace Urlacher at the middle linebacker spot, and presumably Roach at the strong side linebacker spot. And DJ Williams is the guy they got at middle linebacker. I mean, this signing happened a couple days ago. DJ Williams, you know, if he got suspended twice last year by the Broncos. They basically decided it wasn't worth the headache to bring him back at his $6 million that he was due this year, and they decided to part ways with him. Williams has been a productive player during his career at the middle linebacker spot, but you wonder, coming off multiple suspensions, the Broncos didn't think he was worth bringing back here at age 30. The Bears jump on him, and I know although he maybe have more left in the tank certainly than Urlacher does, you wonder from a staying on the field point of view, from a headache point of view, if it's worth bringing in DJ Williams at this point in his career. I don't disagree with the Bears thinking they needed to move on from Urlacher, but their replacement here, to me, is sort of perplexing. You think they would go for more of they're going to go for a veteran stopgap, which DJ Williams is, a more steady guy who they knew was going to be on the field and be consistent for them from a leadership and attitude standpoint. Also, you know, the signing of James Anderson, another one that was confusing to me. They must think that they can get more out of James Anderson than the Panthers did. He had two very subpar seasons back-to-back with the Panthers, most notably with the rush defense. Okay, his rush defense and the way he defended against the run was not up to par. That's something that the Bears are going to look for from their strong side outside linebackers, certainly. And in a division, you know, where you play against Adrian Peterson twice a year, for instance, and also play against these other good offenses in Green Bay and Detroit. Although they may not have right now the running game that certainly Minnesota does, you know, that's always a concern in the NFC North. You get late in the season, colder weather games sometimes, especially in Green Bay or Chicago. And in Chicago, you know, stopping the run. How good can your team stop the run is often a big deal. And to sign a guy like Anderson, who was average at best the last two seasons, that the Panthers again decided to move on from, that move is a bit puzzling to me. I still look for the Bears to try to upgrade the strong side linebacker spot in the draft, and then maybe even draft a young guy to play behind DJ Williams and maybe take over for him next year. Again, I think these are two stopgap signings. All right, but I think you had a guy in Roach you could have gotten more years out of, and that could have been a consistent part of this defense. So letting Roach move on to get James Anderson is more of a perplexing move to me right now. Again, I understand why they made the decision to move on from Urlacher. I just don't like DJ Williams from an attitude standpoint to be the guy to replace him. That's all. So obviously I'm not too excited about these moves the Bears have made. Maybe Phil Emery has more moves in his back pocket that he will make. Maybe he plans on addressing these two positions in the draft, and these guys are purely stopgaps. But let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel here. I upload between 5-10 sports talk videos a day, most of the time about the NFL. Thanks again for listening. Be sure to subscribe, and have a great night.